Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Good day, No Spiritism, number 79. I'm Geraldo Lemos Neto. I'm here with Marco Vendra from Portal Saber Spiritismo in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. And we are transmitting live for Kardec Radio, for Spiritism Dissemination, and the SN Discovery Spiritism Network. Tonight, we are going to continue studying the life of Leon Denis. We are focusing tonight on his traveling around Europe, around France, Belgium, and all the work he did with the dissemination of Spiritism. So we are talking about the lone walker. The shortest walk was for him a reason for observations, meditations, and elevation, as said by Gaston Luz, one of his biographers. So we know that Leon Denis loved to walk alone, to meditate, to make his observations around nature, and also for his prayers. In 1899, at the French Alps, by the place called Col du Laufraies in Briançon, France, with what a joy, he wrote, with what a joy in the following years he returns to the life-giving environment of his beloved mountains. He tours in every way, delves delightfully into the bosom of wild nature, breathes the pure air of the peaks, fully enjoys that necessary rest, that short truce in the singularly complicated work of ordinary life. Leon Denis is happy by that time. So, in the New Year's Eve between 1889 and 1900, he was living a very happy, calm, in the tranquility of the Alps, remembering the pure air of his beloved mountains of childhood. And in his works, traveling around Europe, talking about Spiritism, one of the places he loved the most was Venice in Italy. He wrote to his parents, Venice, Hotel della Luna, dear parents, see Venice and then die, say the Italians. So I can die, I've seen Venice. I spent here all Sunday, while in France involved in politics. All my compatriots rush to the vote. I dream by day. I contemplate Venice, resplendent with grace and beauty, under a blue and cloudless sky. I fled Milan to see all of it and return to it. But I return with a powerful image engraved in my memory. I will never forget Venice. I am like a student doing a gazette, and nobody should know that I came here. But so close to Venice, could I resist the urge to see it? So that's very interesting because he was, of course, traveling to Milan in the northern part of Italy to give speeches and works about the Spiritism. And he fled like an adolescent, like a youth guy, a young guy to know Venice in one day. He took a train, went to Venice, spent the night there, and uh, regardless of what he was expecting to do, he was all joy and happy, experiencing the life, the agitated life in Venice and the beauty of it. And then he returned back to Milan. That was a very interesting passage of his life. Now in the book of Vogue, La Chertresse, of the Order of the Cartouches or Order of Saint Bruno, we can see the commentator Gaston Luz talking about the photos from a travel album. And of course, referring to Leon Denis, the traveler, takes forever in your memory among so many different visions, your venerable face where a moment of beauty in the world is printed for centuries. Of course, he's talking about how Leon Denis was fond of the nature and all the beauty of nature, and how this kind of sightseeing for him was so much important. In 1876, a little prior of that time I was talking about earlier, in the date of September 27, he begins his trips to the Auvergne in France. You can see a picture of these mountains of the Auvergne and all the trajectory that Leon Denis took around this, from this Auvergne region, all over Central Europe, and also northern Italy, to Hungary, and also in the southern part of France, the island of Corsica, Spain, Gibraltar, and Morocco, and Algiers, and all of that was he's doing his speech travelers around Europe and Northern Africa. In the city of Tunis, in Tunisia, and also in the island of Sardinia, in Italy, nowadays Italy, he wrote by himself about his reflections and meditations. Leon Denis. The goal of man on earth is not voluptuous rest, it's work. It's the development of your physical qualities, intellectual, moral, improving yourself, your race, of everything that surrounds it. In a word, progress, law par excellency, holy law that all peoples must carry out under penalty of failing and death. So very important phrase by Leon Denis that we Spiritists must meditate about. And now in his book Giovanna, he wrote this book in 1880, 1880 by the Lake Como in northern Italy, nearby Milano. And let's see what we have here. Interested in spreading the word of Spiritist doctrine among the general public, Leon Denis created a fascinating story of love and spirituality, which man goes to be dictated without losing the charm of the literary text and the interest of a well-elaborated plot. So he also was a writer, not only as a psychography, but also a writer. And as a writer, he wrote this interesting book, Giovanna, of course, a fascinating book regarding some teachings around spirituality and love. And this story is around the Como Lake. The whole lake vibrates like a harp. The blows of the wind, the murmur of the water, the birds song, all those voices spoke the language of peace. This piece of Italy's sky, fallen between the mountains, this wonderful paradise where nature reigns, decorated for an eternal party. Giovanna spoke about the preference of the future life, the divine laws advance, infinite progress of the soul, its purification through trial and suffering. So that was regarding his book, Giovanna, and this is a resume of its content. And to close our program tonight, we're going to talk about Leon Denis saying about the harp. Harp sings the sound math in which his equation is resolved within each of us. So harp sings the sound math in which his equation is resolved within each of us. A beautiful message by Leon Denis regarding the music of the harp. Next week, we're going to talk about Leon Denis' mentors in the program To Know Spiritism number 80. I thank you for your listening or your watching, and hope to see you next week with the program To Know Spiritism. Have you all a very good night. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.